So, hello everybody, how y'all doing? So I'm coming up here to do a Divine Masculine video. Of course I'm still into that season. I don't know about the time with it. And that's because it's kind of like, I'm going to set this up as a platform to channel in the energy from the Divine Masculine in a different way. Been meditating about doing this. So, I'm ready to spit it up, spit it out, and try to see how it comes out. So what's going on is, for the last Divine Masculine video that I did, the Divine Masculine seemed like they had a lot of things that's on their conscious mind about how relationships is going in the current reality, in the current era, and how it's intertwining into the spiritual world and the development of it on a process. Not sure which one it is. Could be both. Maybe that. Maybe it's just, maybe it's just both. But the way the question comes out determines which one it might be. Weighing the scales, a leaderboard to. So, let me just go ahead and get into it and see how it feels, okay? Because time is ticking, alright? Everybody, time is precious. So, hey Spirit guys. Okay, so that's the question, right? Yeah. So, this is the Shackle of Love session with the Divine Masculine energy, the collective Divine Masculines. This is a Shackle of Love session. This is giving the Divine Masculines the opportunity giving me the opportunity to tap in the bright, open, public frequencies to the Divine Masculine collectives to try to gain and try to answer some questions to see if this filter will clean up some of the communication. Okay? That's what it's an attempt to do. So I got my Whispers of Love Oracle deck that I'm going to use to try to channel this energy. I'm not trying to use a lot of decks, but this is the deck that I'm going to try to attempt to use to channel some of the energy from the Divine Masculine Collectors. So, now, we got a certain amount of time, Divine Masculines. It's 3 minutes in right now, so let's see what we could get answered. Let's see, what we could get answered. What is one of the shackles of love concerns that the Divine Masculines have right now? Just one at this time. We will try to get to as many as we can. Just one at this time. What is this area of shackle of love concern? Collective. Well, you got two, so I'm going to start with these two right here. And maybe they go together. Be in the present and dream of the future and ask help. Can you lead me to the channel of advice? It can require one card. Go down to elements. Can you elemental lead me to the channel of advice? Okay. Alright. So, alright. Divine Masculines Collective. Let me start off and first and say that this is not isolated to the masculine figurative. This is going for female figures and male figures. Okay? It's going for both of y'all in this conversation throughout this whole section. Alright? Because this feels like some conscious energy. Now, okay. So now in the spiritual aspect of asking for help and dreaming of the future. So, you know, it feels like it's coming from a collective of energy that is kind of bubbly. Maybe you might like the word free spirit. You social people, right? So it's like, in this current time, a lot of relationships is moving fast. It's seen to be another attribute of this energy. Because relationships are moving fast. People are getting to know each other. And everybody is moving fast and into social media. So when it comes to getting involved with somebody, it's like, some people is feeling the pressure of the future of where this relationship is going to. And when it comes to having a conversation, those same people is feeling like they over understanding in the situation. So is this part of the twin flame dynamic? I think it's just part of reality. In my personal opinion, I do not think it's twin flame dynamic is the language of a current era. So it is on the frequency of the twin flame dynamic. Hoping not to confuse you, but it's like saying yes and no at the same time, but the no is not strong enough to refute the yes, and the yes is not strong enough to refute the no. Alright? What has happened, what part of the twin flame experiment is also, it's a stand your ground kind of situation that goes in, that requires people to come together in some form of unity. And from that unity, you need to re-innovate or reconstruct that energy where you at, if you could figure out what type of energy is where you at. I know that's kind of broad and confusing, well, ambiguous, because it's so broad. But the thing is, everybody depends on history as far as knowledge. Now, soon things is headed to the point where history and current reality might soon be the only facts of knowledge. And what this energy feels like is history is evaporating, because it holds meaning, but it's holding more anger, it's holding more demands, it's holding more excuses to stay in relationships. So when it's holding more excuses for people to justify the relationship and the hurt and pain that they stay in there, more the reality is coming in than so much of the history. Now, the conflicting part about it is the experiences that stay in there, which is subliminal, or it's the thrust of the force that give people to kind of bounce back and be in other relationships, or to constantly be afraid to commit and use social media as the addiction to always go, because in the point of slowing down, then the experience comes to you. It's no longer it is history, but it's your personal history. So once that personal history begins to come close to you, you begin to feel lost, because now you discarded so much history and being in the present reality. So it's a maze. It's a very maze. So what I'm trying to say is, knowing who to help when it comes to your twin flame, as far as, on the spiritual side of it, of whether, this person is coming into your life because you might be an archangel or something like that, is just something that you have to grow into knowing over time. It's not, I don't feel there's shown up proof. And there is shown up proof. But the proof is something that is personal, and it can be public. But how public determines something higher than you at times. Because it's time is illusion, and speed and all of that is time. All of that counts. Social media, your intake or your processing in your brain, all of that is time. So, time is the master of it. So, people not being there to help each other has been common, and it has been growing for ages in just more of an abundant way. But people always is there for people, and that's why it's always remaining. So, yes, you not being there for your twin flame at a time can cause, it causes karmic effects. And it causes karmic effects whether you're consciously aware of this person being your twin or not. And that's just one of those primary things that goes with it, and how it works. So you can experience karma. Now, I feel that's, the Nine of Swords is the frequency that I was floating on when it came to that. So, dreaming of the future, meaning that, can positive dreams always help your twin out? Not necessarily, because it depends on your frequency, and it depends on divine timing. So sending your divine counterpart positive vibes is not always good, and it's not always bad. It's just not necessarily something that's beneficial, unless it's meant to be part of y'all architectural design, which is the reality of it. And 9 out of 10, the reality of it, or your emotions, will definitely vibe with it. So meaning that if you still in mourning and separation from your twin, and you sending them love and light, well, actually it's more negative than positive, because your mourning is more stronger than your head. Your heart is more stronger than your head. And what you're doing is creating a false illusion. because what you're desiring for is the law of attraction. So the frequency you was on when you mourning is the law of attraction. So if you mourning inside and sending your twin love and light, well, you sending negative love and light. You want your twin to experience your pain. So you also will be setting yourself up for false healing also in that type of term too. Okay? So I feel like that was some of the concerns that came off of that energy. I just really don't want to stay there because a lot of the cards repeat itself, just different ways, and maybe there might be another card to go into a different discussion for the time that I'm going to be up here. Okay? So let me go into the next concern of the masculines. Alright? Can I get one more card about the next concern for the masculines? One more card for the next concern for the masculines. Collective. Physical touch is important. Let me see what comes up. What is the frequency? Boy, I felt that vibration. I just want confirmation. I just want confirmation. What elemental confirmation is this frequency of messages on? I don't know. I think it's either wands or the cups. Which one is it gonna be? You could come out with something else, but that's what it felt like. One of those two. So what is the elemental frequency here? We want to flip over? I don't see it. Yeah, 6 of Wands at the bottom, but you had the 2 of Swords flip out. Not bad. 6 of Wands. I knew it had to be. So, the question is about sex with a twin flame. Sex with a twin flame depends on y'all twin flame path. Is degrees to the twin flame dynamic of the divinity. Sex is a tool in all aspects, from just two people who really, just two average people to some real deep spiritual old souls. Sex is a tool. So that's first and foremost. So can this tool be used against? Yes. And first of all, you have to consider that, I want to say this for the Divine Masculine Collective. You need to consider two things, and this probably the reason why the Two of Swords is here too. First of all, sex has been used as a tool between a divine feminine and a divine masculine energy in order to create the LBT community. What do I mean by that? So, if women wanted to be free, and mother and father decided to come up with an architectural design, the LBT community will show how women treat women and how men would treat men. Not only that, it will show the proof of how much beauty and how much you want to be living in your truest desire, which creates the transgender department. How much you want to have something your way. It's a power. So, you split the power into the battle platform. So, that means with the LBT community that have got successfully legally obligated for people to marry and have people legally refuse on all of that. It points out that, okay, that a male or a female deity will treat the people the same. So, part of the twin flame dynamic was to kind of self-discover whether or not it was important to humanity to have a one-gender society. When the transgenders began to explode way more, it shows that people wanted to have gender diversity, sex diversity. Okay. So, the physical touch in the twin flame dynamic is very important. Like I said, it's a tool. It's a tool of spiritual war. It's a tool of emergence. It's a tool of creation. It's a tool of many things. So, the physical touch is important. But a physical touch does not have to require intercourse in a twin flame dynamic. What do I mean? Go back to the first concern that the divine masculines had of asking for help and you projecting off love and vibes, okay? You're going to have sexual intercourse and astral projection. If y'all divinity is that strong, you don't never have to touch each other. You can have sex in astral projection. So, a physical touch being important then goes down to the divinity of how the twin flames dynamic, where your soul comes from, your personal thing. That's why a lot of times I try to encourage people to make sure you know yourself, not just who your twin is. That's just part of the big pie, okay? And air is a circle too. Air is represented by the circle symbol, okay? So, it's just part of the pie. You have to know yourself. Then you need to know also their soul. Because a lot of that counts if you want to be in the spiritual and the reality aspect of it all. Now, if you just sitting here just going for your twin, well, you just in the reality aspect and it is what it is. You're going through the flow of how gravity just don't exist once you get outside of the planet. That's why we trying to invent everything. And kudos to those who invented the spaceship and all that good stuff. Don't wish you no harm. But I'm damn sure they going to join nobody. But I'm damn sure going to watch to see how these spaceship travels and how many people hop up there to go for it. Because there should be some money-making time right now. I almost remember the conversation I had for my divine masculine. I said, well, damn, maybe he doing it. I appreciate it. Get their asses out there to travel. Yes. So, appreciate you, NASA. So, what I'm trying to say is, and they about to learn and go through all of that too, because, they say they're going to be able to take people around and come on back. So, everybody going to figure out all of that good stuff too. Whether it be up and running by next year. So that's kudos. You feel what I'm saying? So that's going to expand the mind even more. So what I'm trying to say is, in real divinity, what is a physical touch? Is it the fact that you're getting in the spaceship and you're traveling around the planets and still can't touch them? And you got stuff that's hoping to keep you to come back to a place that you used to. What is the physical touch in the twin flame dynamic? So, like I said, on a reality base, you know, all of that stuff is reality. We're going to be into this car and we're going to come back around. Kudos. I hope it do happen that way so more people could go. And then I know that people would be building to get away from this planet. You know what I'm saying? That'd be the next step for sure. It ain't going to be no backtracking. We got to keep moving forward. So, yeah, you know, people going to be living on a different planet. So it's going to be what's up. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I mean about, and I hope I'm answering yours, answering your question pretty, hitting several bases on it, you know what I'm saying? Because one part is, is nothing different than a man or a woman sitting there and trying to trap somebody sexually. Yeah, that's the basis of the bottom line. Twin flames, well, it can get very intense and very illusionary. You can lose yourself for real. The higher your divinity is in playing with sexual aspects, whether it's magic or not, you can really lose yourself. And that's just facts with it, okay? So, but once again, it goes with the economy, so I ain't trying to tell nobody nothing. I'm just saying, look at your reality. Why do people be born to come and get psychology degrees and all of that? It's because, you know, stuff is coming out in the open. Some people still can't be able to talk about it or explain it because it just depends on how they doing it. All right? So how much time is here? All right, got a little bit for another question. All right, what's the next question of concern? You are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. I don't know what that means. Let me see what it's talking about. What you talking about? Can I get clarification of this? You are limitless. I need clarification. Not that element. I need clarification on what this card is talking about. It felt like a disconnect came in. I mean, you are limitless. It's almost talking about a program. That's what I was saying. It felt like it's talking about a program within the twin flames. Like a pocket that you get lost up into. You know, the one that everybody got a twin and that kind of pocket. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But just give me clarification for it. Okay. The moon card. I mean, it sounds like your pathway. Is that it? Somebody's history, past life history, is that it? Which way we talking about with the moon? Recognize the truth. You can do anything you choose to do. You're talking about the past life or your destiny line. Oh, destiny. Okay. Oh, okay, King of Wands is at the bottom. Okay, destiny. Destiny in the twin flame. I mean, that's still kind of broad to be talking about destiny in the twin flame. Are you destined to meet your twin flame? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you'll meet your twin flame. It doesn't mean necessarily that you always will meet your twin flame. how you meet your twin flame and what position your twin flame is playing in is very broad and open. But as far as your lifetime that you live in, yeah, you would definitely meet your twin flame. Yes. You'll meet your twin flame. And yes, it's your destiny is that one line. It's that's just like saying you got either one sentence in your book, or you know what I'm saying, you got one word at each page in your book. But your destiny is not no. It is limitless. Your destiny is limitless. That's for sure. Um, Twin Flame is all about Oshkosh Records. It's all about self discovering. It's a human made experiment through artificial intelligence, with the assistance of artificial intelligence, to create this simulation of having people to be concerned about where they come from and how their origin work, and to self-discover what's beyond the world. So yes, yes, that's what the destiny aspect of the twin flame is all about. But meeting your twin flame, yes, you will meet your twin flame in your lifetime. If they're, if yours is meant to be one person, one situation or event, then just consider yourself to be rare, and I guess enjoy it. I mean, I don't know what to say about it, but it's not about the whole total population has more than one twin destiny line. Okay. Choosing somebody, a lot of times I don't know how it got started or how I got confused, but I'm gonna say it like this and just on bare facts, and I'm into the moon card, so if you feel like it's an illusionary statement, that's fine. But if you think about yourself as a whole person and really ask yourself deep down inside, just remove the word twin flame, but just keep the loving of the soul aspect right there for a minute. Do you think as a one individual person, everybody that you have came across so far in your life experience, right? Do you really think that you only love, could say right now it's only one soul that you truly love? Or is there more than really one soul that you truly love? So based on the way that you answer that question, that's how destiny, that's the best way I feel like destiny works in the twin flame journey. Okay. Now, like I said, there is a twin, and you will meet your twin on your journey. The position, the energy, the entity, the vessel that it carries might not be one that you might be willing to have sex with. And it might be. But I'm just saying, if the souls that you love, if you love them without having sex, then maybe you can understand that, yeah, the twin flame journey is limitless. Okay? So that's the best way I could say that. All right? Do I got time for another question? Alright, this is going to be the last one, okay? Last question? Alright. So what's the last question for the Divine Masculine Consciousness? What's the last question for the Divine Masculine Consciousness? Y'all quiet now? No more questions? Oh. It was the last question. It was hard to choose. Okay, my bad. What time was ticking? Okay. Act as if your partner is here. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as they are with you, so you will always consider them. Oh. Let me make sure I got a clear frequency on this. Can I get a clarification of element to communicate this with? Can I get clarification on an element to communicate this with? The Ten of Wands. What's underneath of that? The Five of Wands, I bet. Oh, that is your partner is there. Okay. You know, I think in the twin flame dynamic, part of it, if I was to advise somebody to act if their partner was there, I would most likely do it if they're concerned about, like, their spirit guides that's surrounding them. If they are consciously aware of their divine counterpart capabilities, if they are aware about their spiritual journey, and their purpose, a little bit more defining in their purpose of why they here on earth. Now, those three kind of things right there would be moments that I would give people advice on acting if their partner was there. Now, I don't really give that advice because since I have been counseling people in the twin flame that's consciously aware of the twin flame dynamic, I had a lot of clients that seem to like to astral project in their divine counterpart environment, and I advise against that. The reason why I advise against it is because, first of all, astral projection is not as private as people try to make it seem to be as private all the time. And what I mean by that is you have to make your astral projection private. You have to sometimes bring your environment to you instead of you going to your environment. Meaning that other people could be astral projection in there. So this kind of goes into, I'm going to try to explain it like from example of physics and reflective glasses. Like when you're dealing with telescopes and stuff like that and cameras and mirrors and stuff, you have color vibrations that comes through that helps you fulfill the environment that you're going through, which is just like the sun hitting your eyes, you know, to give you reality. So when you astral projecting in somebody else's environment, first of all, sometimes you could send off sensors, you know, say they got cameras and stuff going on. So you're sending off sensors, right? Now you could be watching them, you know, say you see somebody saging. But you're not really, you can't really, it takes a lot to really read the person, their whole thing in astral projection because it's already a color spectrum. So it's really difficult, and I'm not advising people to train and learn it. Far from it, because if you live long enough, you're going to have bad eyesight. Trust me. It's going to play a role on your brain. That's going to play a role on your eyes. Trust me when I tell you so. So, I'm not advising nobody to do it. But what I'm trying to break down is, when people, you know, you can see the person saging. And that's because this person been feeling the glitches of your energy and all of this stuff going on. And depending on if they do got a camera system and whoever could be behind that camera, who could be an energetic being, or, you know, are not knowing, but because the artificial intelligence is reading whoever is the one that's in control of that property, the artificial intelligence is reading that person vibration, which the artificial intelligence will warn the person that you's actually invading their privacy, and they'll do methods. So then it comes more smudge. That's kind of what smudging is all about. And maybe the best thing that sage is good for. On one sense, because, you know, some people use it for reasons that I don't think they realize that sage don't really do. But it's no here nor there. It's a collective thing. It's just my opinion. Don't worry about it. You know, disregard that for the record. But anyway, you know, you might see somebody around here saging, literally, that's them. And, you know, you might be surprised that, say you go back and you astral project it, right? And then all of a sudden, every time you astral project, this person is asleep or they're not home, you know, things start coming like very quiet and settled. That's because it didn't already smudge you. It's like looking at a regular TV and it's showing you previews of how a camera then froze and kept people just looking at the same thing. So, you know, that's how artificial intelligence actually also intervenes in a lot of these things right here. So, if your partner is there, is, you know, I'm not gonna tell nobody, like, if like I said, if you know of your partner's spiritual thing and you feel like they're invading you, you know, sage and be on a different level. I wouldn't even recommend sage if you was consciously aware. That's just using it as an example of artificial intelligence being in the way. I would not recommend sage. Okay, I wouldn't. But it would be on case-to-case basis, so I'm not giving no recommendations. I just was trying to, you know, trying to make it clear that I was showing how artificial intelligence intervened with it. With the way that our current world is set up. So, you know, acting as your partner is there is a, it's like walking on a ground that you know maybe got quicksand or swamp, or, you know, a volcano is active nearby, you know, something that's real fragile. Is, you know what I'm saying, it could be stable, you know what I'm saying, but it's fragile at the same time. So acting if your partner is there is, you know, definitely one of those stable but fragile things. It's, you know, on case-to-case basis, you know what I'm saying. I probably could help out if we, you know, you explain to me what's going on and why, you know, it want to be there. But like I said, if it's not that you're consciously aware of your spiritual journey, I mean, all for talking and acting like, you know, interact with them. You know, that's what's up on a personal level. But far as, you know, twin flame type thing, you know, I can't really give nobody no strong advice on that one like that. Well, Divine Masculine, I'm going to end this with a yes or no. Okay. I'd like to know, did you enjoy this session that you had with me? While we about to close this out. Okay. I'm going to use a whole separate deck, because this is not a complete deck. Okay. I've been using that one for the Q&A. And I'd just like to know, did you enjoy this session? You get a yes or no, and we're going to close this out. Okay. I enjoyed it. I don't know if you did. I'd like to know. You can tell me no if you want to. Y'all sarcastic like that. But tell me what you want to. Hopefully you'll tell me the truth, since you asked the question. You are limitless. Recognize the truth. You can do anything you choose to do. And let's kick this on out of here. Okay, Divine Masculine? I got it out. Q&A session, okay? Alright. Did you enjoy the Q&A session, Divine Masculine? Did this help you out? Did this session help you out and you enjoy it? Both of them, yes or no? Combo, 2 stones, 1 answer. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, we got the Page of Swords. Okay, I can live with this because it's the first time. I can live with it being a Page of Swords. Let's see what you're going to come up with. Let's see what your answer is going to be. And the drums is rolling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Oh, that's what's up. We got the King of Pentacles. So I got 3 aces with the High Priestess. And I can appreciate the High Priestess because this is a recorded video. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Until the next time, y'all stay positive and be safe.